And welcome back. And we are now at part 3 of this week's new comics, bitches! So let's get right down to it. So, Wolverine and the X-Men, number 5. Now, this is kind of interesting because it was actually... This came out before Uncanny, and Uncanny is actually on number 6. But, you know, that's kind of splitting hairs. I'd rather wait longer for what I think is usually a superior issue of Wolverine and the X-Men to Uncanny. Although sometimes that's not always the case, but usually. Again, Jason Aaron bringing a lot of joy and a lot of just really, really good stuff to this whole predicament that's going on, to all the different predicaments that are going on. Nick Bradshaw, who's penciling this issue, is doing the art here. It's a very worthwhile companion to Jason Aaron, and although I do kind of miss Carlos Pacheco, I definitely think that Nick Bradshaw is also really, really good. So you've got a lot of different things going on here. The main piece of which is what the hell is going on with Kitty. She seems to be preggers. She's very pregnant. She's very pregnant. And how did she get that way? Well, thereby hangs a tale. She is, well, that's also, we've got Angel, we got Warren Worthington being declared mentally unsound, mentally unfit for being the CEO of Worthington Industries, and basically that means the funding for the school is going away because of basically his memory being totally lost apparently in whatever the hell happened in Uncanny X-Force. Don't get on my ass about that. But you've got that, you've got Wolverine, and you've got Quentin Quire, Kid Omega, going out into space. And then you have Kitty. And Kitty is not so much pregnant as she is infested. Infested with little tiny brood. Little tiny ones. And there's about 1 million of them inside of her, waiting to eat her from the inside out. Because that's what brood do. Brood eat. They kill, they eat. That's it. There's a particularly awesome sequence within this issue where awesome art-wise, writing-wise, everything, in which Beast takes them through basically a microscopic field trip, god damn it, field trip of mutant DNA, which actually turns out to be janitor Toad. Is the body that they're going, and it's just there's just little tweaks here, just little tiny bits here and there of humor, some big bits of humor, particularly regarding Kid Gladiator and him being bested by white blood cells, and just staunchly denying that, and just all of the other kids' fascination. Then you have then you have the character of Brew, who is wildly conflicted about what's going on after they find out that okay, it's a swarm of it's a plague of brood inside of her. You got all this shit going on in space, and that's where Quentin and Logan are headed to. So it's just, it's a Donnybrook. There's a lot of shit going on in this issue, and it's all cool. It was easy 4.5 out of 5. Lots of issues of this particular title have been, and probably will continue to be, as long as Aaron can keep up this level of energy, and as long as he has a good artist like Nick Bradshaw, a very good artist like Nick Bradshaw, working alongside of him. Another big shock for me this week was Scarlet Spider #2. Far superior to the first issue, which I thought was about a 3, maybe a 3.5 out of 5. This is a very solid 4, again, closer to about a 4.5. This was, it's just, it's really, it's not quite as, it still is dark. It's still definitely a darker side of the, of this, of the Spider-Man character, but it's not Spider-Man. And of course, that's very, very much, the lines of delineation between these two characters are drawn very clearly at some moments, as opposed to, for instance, getting some people out of harm's way. He actually people who are in his way, he doesn't want so much to get people out of harm's way, but actually get them out of his way so he can kick the bad guy's ass. That's what he's all about. That's what Kane is. And ultimately, that's what really sets it apart, is that it's the dark half of Spider-Man. It is, it's almost as if, okay, well, it's almost as if he's still wearing the symbiote outfit. But there's something different here. There's something deeper. Now, instead of it turning into just simply a quest of, I want to be left the hell alone, it has now become a quest for redemption. That this is a hero that deserves, this is someone that could and is already a hero in the eyes of many, but it can be an even greater hero if he wants to be. And that's what Chris Yost and Ryan Stegman have done here. The art by Ryan Stegman is really, really good. Again, Chris Yost just really wrote the hell out of this issue. It's very, very strong all the way through. It's going to be interesting to have a superhero that is outside of New York, especially in a place like Houston. Go figure. But again, just really, really solid. Like I said, this is, very, very solid 4. Like I said, edging even maybe more towards 4.5. And so we have Buffy, Season 9, number 6, which is part 1 of On Your Own. Now, in the last issue, we learned that Buffy is pregnant. Who is the father? We don't know. This issue is more about the story of Nikki. And that is, Nikki Wood. Whether or not that is her actual real last name or not. But the mother of former principal Robin Wood, who is, who we saw in the final season of Buffy. Nikki, of course, is the Slayer that is killed by Spike in the 70s. And basically it's discussion throughout the issue of why some people, some Slayers are not meant to be mothers and some can be. And what we have going on here is something that I found was very surprising, and it was very surprising to me in a number of ways. Because here, it's going one way, you think it's going one way, and then in traditional kind of Joss Whedon fashion, it goes, we're going to take a left turn here. Basically, okay, I'm going to do my little spoiler thing. Okay, hands up, which means I'm going to be saying the spoiler. Hands down means I'm done. So hands up. Buffy decides that she wants to have an abortion, and she wants Spike there with her. Spoiler away. Okay, so whether or not she actually goes through with what she says that she's going to do at the end of this issue, that's kind of that's going to be a big deal. It's going to be, I think, somewhat of a controversial issue. An actual issue that is controversial, not just an issue, a thing, a subject that will be controversial in this comic. But it speaks to what Joss has done with the character before. It speaks to what he, I think, stands for with the character. So I think it's something that really fits, and I think will really work for that can work either way that he decides to go. Again, Andrew Chambliss writing, Georges Ciante doing great art. And Chambliss, I'm not really too pro on, but this is again a real solid 4 out of 5. Not quite edging. It's just very solid 4. This is a really good issue. Not kind of breaking into great, but really good. So onward and onward we go to kind of my picks of the week here. So we're going to do one more for this segment, and then the rest are going to be covered in part 4. Okay? That okay with you? Okay. See, I can at least give people the finger now. At least it wasn't just ow, God. Anyway, so this is again, we're gonna have a couple of runners up for pick of the week here, and this is one of them, and that is Secret Avengers number 22. Because first of all, okay, so we got a big roll call change here. We've got Hank Pym, we've got Giant Man, we've got Ant-Man, we've got Valkyrie, who was already on the team. So we've got Black Widow, Beast, and Valkyrie who are already on the team, but now we've got Giant Man, Ant-Man, Hawkeye, and Captain Britain on the team. Now, one of the best things, one of my favorite things about this issue is the first moments between Captain Britain and Hawkeye. It's just awesome because it's just terrific, and of course some of the reactions that they have. Plotting, dialogue, structure. Gabriel Hardman's art, very fitting for this arc. The actual action of the issue itself is very interesting because there's something, with these adaptoids that's going on is really, it's very interesting to see what indeed is happening here, and then of course, ultimately we have this, we have the. Again, falling back towards the new this new assemblage of the Masters of Evil, and what exactly they intend to do. So, that's what this book is kind of building up towards. Now, whether or not that's going to be part of Avengers versus X-Men, which of course is on the cover of every fucking Marvel comic, I don't know if that's going to be a big deal, but I don't know. It might be. Could be. Who knows? I'm not quite sure yet. But this is it's such a smart issue. Remender does a terrific job here with, as he did with the initial issue of 21.1. But just really smart, really well done, very well drawn, very well executed. The fascination that I had with this new team and how their dynamic is going to actually work is going to be, of course, part of the fun, but is also going to be part of the challenge for Remender to see if he can keep up this level of energy in the book. Because that's, when somebody new takes over from something that was extraordinarily good, it's always a big, it's always going to be a big challenge for anybody to kind of keep up that same flow, and here's hoping that Remender and Gabriel Hardman are up to it, taking over from Warren Ellis. So that's it for right now. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about the 3 books of the week. So stay tuned.